Hello, class of 2020. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of your commencement. It is truly an honor because you are graduating not only with a degree in data science, because you are the inaugural graduating class of this new institute. I'm sorry that we can't be together in person, but there are some positives. You didn't have to get to campus hours earlier to find a parking spot, or try to figure out how many layers to wear today in the infamous San Diego June glue. But to start, I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. And now here's the thing, because we're online, I can't really tell if you're closing your eyes. So seriously, close your eyes and I'll tell you when to open them. But start by taking a deep breath in and out. Now, I want you to think of a moment on campus. Maybe it was walking through the eucalyptus groves and that classic UCSD scent. Maybe it was working late at night with friends on one of those infamous data projects. Do you remember the first time you stepped foot on this campus? That moment when you bombed your first test, wondering if you belong? And then checking your grades at the end of the quarter to realize that you did make it. How about those long talks at night on meandering topics going all over the place? Remember your favorite professor? Think about how much you knew when you arrived and how much you now know. Keep your eyes closed and really embrace what it felt like. I remember my moments the first time visiting the campus and wondering, really, first, what's up with that library? But more so, do I belong here? Those first meetings where I met my friends, my best friends for life, crying, laughing, and sometimes both. Got your favorite moment now? Breathe it in, savor it. Now, open your eyes. It's amazing how much has happened in these short few years, how much you've grown and how much you have helped each other's grow. Now, think about the people that helped make this possible. Hopefully, some of them are physically or digitally with you right now. Your parents, siblings, relatives, professors, mentors, teaching assistants, and friends. If you have one of them next to you, tell them thank you. They're the foundation of an incredible infrastructure that helped that favorite moment become true. Seriously, look them in the eye and say thank you. And I hope that you'll notice how proud they are of you. Say thank you. Go on, I'll wait. Class of 2020, you made it. You are the inaugural class of graduates from this incredible institute here at UCSD, an institute that I wish I had when I was on campus and at your age. So what advice can I tell you? I want to start with a story, and it's the story of this card. It's a card that's become popular in its own right, and it's the foundation of my advice to you, class of 2020. This card I kept in my notebook during my time in the White House as the US Chief Data Scientist. And I kept it in my notebook because it was a daily reminder of what was needed to do my job, to make the country a bit better each day. The first part of the card is dream in years, plan in months, evaluate in weeks, ship daily. Ship daily means that we deliver something each day, yet we stay focused on the vision. We never forget to dream big. The second part of the card is prototype for 1x, build for 10x, and then engineer for 100x. This is about how we build. Prototype for 1x means that we need to try lots of ideas. Some will work. In fact, most won't. That's okay. We're trying to test ideas and iterate fast to figure out what the right solutions are. Then build for 10x. Is the next step once we figured out what works. Our goal is to start scaling the idea to reach 10 times the impact. And once we figured out how to do that, we can move on to engineering the approach at 100 times the impact. The third part of this section is about what's required to cut the timeline in half. What's needed to be done to double the impact? This is about the need to go fast and ensure that we're working on the highest priority items that deliver the greatest impact. What most people don't know, and I haven't spoken about, is how this card came to be. And San Diego Sun, at a traditional graduation, I hope you'll give me a few more minutes of your time. After the killing of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and the civil unrest that followed, we brought police chiefs, technologists, and activists from around the country together to the White House to spend a day to see if we could come up with actionable solutions. As people made their way through security in the large conference room we were meeting in, groups formed. Uniforms huddled in one corner, suits in another, and of course, hoodies in another corner. But you could feel the tension between the groups. The mistrust was palpable. No eye contact. Everyone was stiff, and there certainly wasn't any mixing of groups taking place. And it was my job to get them aligned to work on a set of solutions. And I have to admit, I was incredibly nervous. It's not the role you expect to find a data scientist in. And this was a fresh wound for the country, and I still hadn't figured out what to say. So I took a seat in a quiet corner and asked myself, what would it take to ship something today? Something we could all align around. My hope was that if we just rolled up our sleeves and got to work, something positive might happen. We just needed some guiding principles of how we build together. So I wrote the card, this card. Plan in years, dream in years, plan in months, evaluate weeks, ship daily. Always ship daily. We should go to sleep at night knowing that we delivered something. Some days it'll be something small, some days it'll be something big, but always create something. That part prototype about for 1x, build for 10x, and then engineer for 100x. Let's not be afraid to test the ideas out. Let's give ourselves permission to fail. Do trial and error. We'll figure it out together. Once we've got the idea, let's scale it from small neighborhoods to groups of neighborhoods, to cities, to states, to countries, and then the world. It's okay if our ideas don't scale immediately. Building things is hard. And sometimes we have to go back to square one and try again. And that's why we have to ask what's required to cut the timeline in half and what needs to be done to double the impact. This forces us to prioritize both making sure that we deliver the most impactful things and doing it fast. Now, here's the most amazing thing that happened when I got in front of the group. When I told them our goal is to ship something today, the body language changed. Some went from arms crossed to clearly nervous. Others were eager, but the tension was gone. Now, it might have been released by another tension because I also told them that the president would like to know what we ship today in exchange for one of his largest conference rooms. So then we broke the groups up. We broke them into each group, each team, where there was one suit, one uniform, and of course, one hoodie, and told them to get to work. Now, here's the thing. The results at the end of the day were stunning. The teams on their own, with no prodding, came up with the realization that they had no idea how well one police department compared with another. There just wasn't enough data. And once they improved collecting the data, if they opened up that data to the public, they could improve transparency and help identify problems. After all, you can't fix what you can't measure. Together, that new team, consisting of uniforms, suits, and hoodies, a unified team, identified 101 data sets that the departments made a commitment to open up with the help of each other. Together and as a new team, they laid the foundation for what became the Police Data Initiative and the Data-Driven Justice Initiative. In less than 2 years, they supported police departments that cover more than 94 million Americans. While that may seem impressive, here we are 5 years later and 1 month since that meeting, and we're still trying to argue that Black Lives Matter. Making change happen is hard, and that's why all of you are so important. The country needs you. The world needs you. I need you. We need you to use your skills in novel and phenomenal ways to help make change happen. It might be on criminal justice issues, finding a cure for COVID, addressing climate change, ensuring that everyone has access to the health care they deserve, or preserving our national security, or just simply making sure that everyone has a good meal to eat before they go to bed. Security is like air. You know you only need it when you don't have it. Class of 2020, you are the air for us. You're the ones that will help ensure that we all can breathe. Thanks to this institution, you have the skills. Thanks to your friends and family, you have the heart. Now we need you to apply them together to make this world a better place for everyone. So here's my advice on how to make it happen as one data scientist to another. First, remember that data points have names. You have to say their names. That's how we ensure that we're using our skills responsibly. Second, data science is a team sport. You already know this. Just think about one of those large data science projects. The first time you looked at it and thought, how the heck are we going to do this? And then, as a team, you did something remarkable. As the adage goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. You're a team, all bonded by this institution and these experiences. And I am proud to call you all my data science teammates. Finally, remember the advice on the card. Dream in years, plan in months, evaluate in weeks, and ship daily. Prototype for 1x, build for 10x, and engineer for 100x. And prioritize what's needed to cut the timeline in half and how you and your team are going to double the impact. Here's the thing. You don't have to follow my card. Write your own card. Write the card that will carry you and your team forward in life. Don't be afraid to throw away your card and write a new one. That's a sign of success, a sign of growth. Class of 2020, I am so proud of each and every one of you, and I know you're going to go on to do amazing things. So let me leave you with my final favorite Cesar Chavez quote. Together, all things are possible. Congratulations, class of 2020.